Good morning, I'm Sunetra Choudhury, political editor of the Hindustan Times, bringing you all that you need to know about COVID-19 on Tuesday, the 7th of July. First up, a look at the numbers. In just the last 24 hours, we've recorded 22,310 new cases, which is slightly lesser than what we've been seeing in the previous couple of days. The number of deaths now stands at 20,172, which brings us to our top story, the two landmarks. First of all, India has crossed the 20,000 deaths mark and Delhi has crossed the 100,000 cases. However, there is a silver lining. When it comes to deaths, the reporting seems to have slowed down. The latest 5,000 deaths took 11 days. The previous one took 9 days. So we can see the slowing over there. When it comes to Delhi, it has added 1,379 new cases in the last 24 hours, which is also the lowest that we've seen in daily cases since June 9th. So that is the silver lining. But our next story is about a crucial factor, that about testing. Are we testing enough? Well, let's just compare it to other countries across the world. If you see that India says that it has crossed 10 million tests, it sounds impressive, but is it enough? Well, if you compare it to Russia, and we just overtook Russia in the number 3 worst impacted country across the world. Well, Russia, in fact, has tested 16% of its population. US has also tested 11% of its population. Brazil, which is equally badly hit right now, has tested 1.5%, while India has only tested 0.8%. And that is the crucial statistic over here, that we've only tested 0.8% of the population. And if you think that it's because India is a huge country, we have a huge population, well, even China, which has a greater population than us, has tested 6% of the population. So it just shows that we have a long way ahead of us if we want to have adequate testing. The next story that we have is how, and it shows how things are spreading from one state to another, and we see new hotspots emerging every day. Take the case of Bengaluru. Now, just a month ago, Bengaluru only saw and accounted for 5% of the total number of cases in Karnataka. From 5%, it has now jumped to 60% of the total cases in the state. So authorities and policymakers are trying to figure out why this is so. Some experts say that it is because Bengaluru unlocked too early. It shouldn't have done so, and they announced all activities very, very quickly. So it's a reminder to us all that everything should be done very, very slowly. The opposition, of course, has jumped on this issue, and they're saying it's because of the lack of coordination between the ministers. And important news also coming in for all students looking to give their final year university college exams. The UGC and the government has now said that all these exams can be conducted before September. This is only for final years. They've given the flexibility to the universities and colleges to decide what to do with the other years. So the final year exams can be held in a blend of offline, which is pen and paper, online exams, or also a mix of the two. When universities suggested, especially in Delhi universities, to have just online exam because of the pandemic, many students complained saying that they had connectivity issues and so it wouldn't be fair. So we have to wait and see what the universities, how they go about it. But the final decision and the go-ahead has also come from the Ministry of Home Affairs to conduct these exams. And finally, international cricket will return tomorrow, Wednesday, when the first test will be held between England and West Indies in Southampton. And it will be the first venue, and everybody is waiting to see how this happens after a gap of 4 months. Of course, what we can expect is a lot of social distancing, a lot of isolation. They've been completely separated in the hotel that they've been kept. Even the journalists who are reporting on the match have been separated. Lots of testing being done as well. And of course, they're all going to be in a bit of a bubble. So everyone watching to see how that goes. Those are the news updates for now. Keep tracking them on HindustanTimes.com.